But here we are.
Here we are.
I can't believe we're already doing the fall anime for 2025.
TNMP, the Nerdy Misfit Podcast, with your hosts, Connor O'Neill and Matthew Hughes.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Nerdy Misfit Podcast.
Hello.
How are we doing, Matt?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Relaxing.
Exactly. It's been a long weekend, but I made it through.
Attaboy.
That
Attaboy.
holiday weekend, of the good old Labor Day.
I feel like last weekend was the busy one because that's when I procrastinated watching the anime of the month. And
Yes.
I watched an unfathomable amount of anime.
Only double digits. Almost 20.
Yeah, it was
whatevs.
like 20 episodes or something. So, but here we are.
Here we are.
I can't believe we're already doing the fall anime for 2025. Feels like
2 weeks ago. It feels very recent that we were sitting here
talking
doing
about the summer.
anime, but summer
Is
has
coming
flown by.
as it does.
The fact that we're recording this and tomorrow is September
I know.
is mind-boggling. It's weird. But yeah, if you're new around here, welcome to the Nerd Misfit Podcast. I'm Matt. That's Connor over there. And we talk about anime, manga, comics, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, a little bit of everything, minus a couple fandoms that we're just not quite familiar with. And you are tuning into our second longest series here on the Nerd Misfit Podcast, which is where we do discuss the upcoming anime seasons. We've been doing this for over 3-ish years almost of doing the anime seasons.
Yep.
And,
We'll be 3 years for the spring, I think.
Yes,
when we
I
hit
believe
spring.
so, yeah.
So a half.
Yeah.
2.5.
That's wild. And obviously, summer 2025 anime season there were some big hitters.
It was
for sure.
There's a lot of sequels in general. Yep. If you were caught up on a lot of those shows, there were a lot of sequels to watch, but also a lot of newer anime that kind of came up that were also making some noise. If you've been watching, But usually we'll do a little recap of what we've been enjoying. We're gonna leave that for a whole separate episode because
there was just a lot. I'm watching 8 or 9 shows. Connor's watching like 10 or 11 shows.
So there's a lot.
It was a lot. So we're like, you know what? We're just gonna make that into an entirely separate episode.
Or we can just talk about how crazy the summer season was. Exactly. This one,
a little bit tamer.
From a quick glance, it looks tamer.
But still some big hitters.
But there could also be, you never know. There could just be those ones that show up and you just have to watch it because everyone's talking about it. And that's kind of how we do things. We kind of give our first gut reaction of like, this sounds like something I'll try. This sounds like something I'm not going to try. But that doesn't mean we're not going to try other things we said no to if they end up being popular and people are liking it.
Exactly.
Totally give it a try after that. I mean, at least the 3-episode try.
Yeah, at least the 3-episode try, which is always a banger.
But we do have some big sequels this season and a couple what could be interesting new shows coming through, as well as some movies, some, I guess, technically ONAs, if we're being very technical. But let's, I guess we'll dive in. So we're using livechart.me. We're on the fall 2025 anime season, sorted by popularity, English titles, and we're hiding the previous seasons because obviously there is still stuff coming through from last season that'll continue on.
Exactly.
Now, without further ado, I guess we'll just start at the first one, which is obvious. I feel like doesn't need any introduction. It is no surprise to see it as number 1 on popularity, and that is One Punch Man Season 3. So they're keeping JC's staff. They've kept on trucking with their One Punch Man. They did Season 2, which was mixed reviews. I'm excited to see maybe if they learned anything from Season 2 and step it up. I did watch Season 2. It was okay.
It was aight.
I think one thing going against them was you're coming from the hype of how popular One Punch Man Season 1 was, but also Madhouse did such an incredible job.
Really did.
That I feel like no matter what, it was going to
be a
look worse, even if it's done well.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they do this one. It's still probably never going to hold up to the hype that was Season 1. But
no, because you also got to keep in mind there was also the hype of superhero movies, and superheroes was in all media.
Oh yeah, it was like the perfect storm for One Punch Man to really be successful, and it's very easy to follow for non-anime fans as well. It's
pretty straightforward.
Not very degenerate either. I feel like that's kind of a turnoff, and a lot of anime have like the little bit of a degen, and that kind of turns people off. But I know you're not caught up, so you're probably not going to watch it, but I feel like for me, that's an easy going to be watching.
You'll be watching?
Moving on to one I think we're both going to be watching.
Yeah, I'm actually caught up to this one, so it's a win for me.
And that's Spy Family Season 3 by Wit Studio and Cloverworks. They've been just killing it.
Cooking, adorable, great. I'm not caught up in the manga, so I think I might be closing into the anime to the manga ratio here.
Yeah, but hey, they've been cooking. They've been doing the manga justice. It looks great, and just very wholesome. Feels good. Makes you happy.
A fun concept.
And after certain anime that maybe we watched during the summer, it's nice to have just a really feel good show.
Wholesome, feel good. Moving on, we got Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skills Season 2.
This is by Mappa Studios. I have not seen the first season, so this is going to be a skip for me.
Same. I think it's eventually Season 1 might be on the watch list, but not anytime soon. Probably one of the biggest ones for this fall season is My Hero Academia, the final season.
Yep, we have the final season. Every anime now that has the final arc, it's all final seasons. And deep down, you're like, no, it's not. You know that's going to be longer than just one season.
Yeah, this is going to be... Season. I think this is 24 episodes. At least it has a little bit more hope for me. If it was only 12, I'd be very concerned.
It feels all very marketing.
Yeah.
We started with Attack on Titan, which was the final season, but then it wasn't, and then it wasn't, and then it wasn't, and then there were 2 movies, and it was like, maybe just don't. But I feel like it does build the hype. Even if we don't like the naming, I'm sure the numbers probably back it up.
Yeah.
And same with Bleach. Technically the last arc, but technically not. Yeah. So, I mean, we're both going to be watching it. If you don't know, we have actually covered the ending of My Hero Academia, the manga, a while ago.
About a year or so ago.
And so excited to see what Bones Film Studio does for the final season of My Hero. And maybe the pacing will feel a lot better in the anime as opposed to what it felt like in the manga. Because I know week by week, it felt long.
Felt very long, felt scatterbrained even near the end there. So I'm hoping that they're going to be able to cover it better in the anime.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of pacing. I feel like you can skip over certain moments, not anything insane, but also you can just fly through text really quickly, and you can choose the action you want to show. Exactly. I think that the pacing most likely will be a lot better. Then we got our first rom-com of the season, which is My Friend's Little Sister Has It In For Me. This is based off a light novel. It's going to be by Blade Studio, who has done anime like it's done anime.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
It's they're in their craft, I'll say. We've got a lot of rom-coms in here. It's not their first rodeo. They had The Maid I Hired recently is Mysterious.
Ooh, fancy.
But so this is, if a girl teases you, that means she likes you. I'll read this synopsis quick. Unfortunately, Akaturo knows from experience that isn't the case because every girl he interacts with shows him nothing but scorn, and he's not scored a single date from it. Luckily, he's more concerned with securing a spot for him and his game development buddies at his uncle's business. Wow, okay. But when his uncle throws him a condition that involves playing the part of his daughter's boyfriend, we just watched an anime that had a similar condition. Akitiru has no choice but to take it. Will his best friend's sister, Ihora, who bullies him relentlessly, think of the news? Find out in My Friend's Little Sister Has It In For Me. So it's another one of those make fun of, bug them, poke them, which has been a rising in popularity for the anime side of things. I'm sure from a manga perspective, it has been popular / light novel for a while, considering how many are coming through. But it's like that Nagatoro and style. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. I'll give it the 3-episode try. Some of these anime have been fun, but it depends on how unique they kind of take it. And the characters definitely are important, because if you don't like the characters, then
it just comes repetitive.
Then it just feels repetitive, and you're like, okay, just another one of these. Yeah. So we'll see what it's like, see if the characters hit or not.
Okay. Next up, we got To Your Eternity Season 3. I haven't watched Season 1 or Season 2. I don't know about you, but...
I've seen Season 1. I thought it was so boring.
Dang.
Yeah, I thought it was just...
Adventure, drama, fantasy, supernatural.
This is by the writer of Silent Voice.
Okay.
For those who don't know. And yeah, that's one of the big highlights is why I was like, oh, I'll give it a try. Yeah, the anime was just so slow. At least the first season. Obviously can't speak for season 2, but just was too slow for me personally.
Okay.
Interesting story, interesting concept for sure. You guys will have to let me know how egregious that is if I'm not watching it. But yeah, for me it was just too boring.
Okay. Next up, we got My Status as an Assassin obviously exceeds the hero. Action, adventure, fantasy, isekai. Yeah. Kira Oda and high school classmates are summoned to another world. While the other students are granted cheat abilities through the summoning, Kira merely gains the ability of mediocre assassin. However, his status soon surpasses hero, the strongest profession. After Kira becomes suspicious of the king behind the summoning, he is falsely framed for crime and forced to flee.
I'll give it a couple eps. It sounds, pretty power fantasy generic. I just so happen to be a lower rated class, but I'm actually
OP as heck.
Yeah.
Never seen that cliche before.
Classic power fantasy for an isekai, but you never know. It could be good. It could be good. Could be
something.
It could not be good. It's by Sunrise Studio. Definitely have done some very solid shows, so it could all line up. It could be great. Moving on, we've got Let This Grieving Soul Retire Part 2, another sequel for another action fantasy. This one is not an isekai, so it's at least got something going for it. But haven't seen the first season, so
Same.
It's gonna be a skip for both of us. And now we're already jumping into more of like the
obscure.
What's gonna catch your eye?
Yeah.
We're jumping out of.
We're in the middle ground.
The big popular stuff for us, at least. We're not hugely into reading every manga there is. We've got a lot of stuff on the go. Can't read every manga. Kind of jump to gray for those help in that department. But may I ask for one final thing? Action, comedy, romance. This is by Leadham Films, based off a manga, and
Here we go. An engagement broken off at a ball. It was supposed to be a cliche scene condemning a villain. In the middle of the ball, second prince Kyle unreasonably announces that he is canceling his engagement to Scarlett, the Duke's daughter. Furthermore, he announces that he has a new fiancée, and they make baseless accusations against Scarlett. Scarlett had endured years of torment from Kyle ever since they were young, all for the sake of their engagement, but she can hold back no longer. This is my final request. May I send this stupid bitch flying? This fair Duchess Scarlett clenches her fist and dances.
Okay.
I'm going to put considering just based on this description, just at the end there.
Okay. So, yeah, that's, wow. Okay. That was unexpected.
This next one, action fantasy. We got My Gift level 9,999 unlimited gacha, backstabbed in a backwater dungeon. I'm out for revenge.
That's a title. A light novel, if you couldn't tell.
What?
Yeah, I don't even. This one's by JC Staff. It's gonna be on High Dive, so already kind of pushing its way out of consideration for us specifically. But drop a comment down below if this is a action fantasy that we should check out, and then we'll make it happen.
Next up, we got Tales of Wedding Ring Season 2. An action, ecchi, fantasy, harem, isekai romance. Pass.
I think I've seen season 1 of this. I can't remember.
Okay.
It sounds familiar.
Oh no.
Moving on to another action fantasy. We've got Hero Without a Class. Who even needs skills?
From Studio A Cat, who made an anime earlier this year that got very mixed reviews.
Oh yeah, what was that?
The Beginning After the End, season 1.
Ooh,
yeah.
I think there's gonna be some upset fans if this has anywhere near good animation.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is it could be sus.
it could be very questionable, to say the least. That is the only big title that they really have under their belt. Otherwise, I mean, there's the strongest magician in the Demon Lord's army was a human.
Yeah, looks like just a lot of
Isekai somehow gotten stronger when I improved my farm-related skills. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably going to skip, personally.
Yeah, I don't see myself giving this one.
Now, this next one. My Awkward Senpai.
Yeah, let's go.
Kanawana Senpai is considered many things, but smooth is definitely not one of them. When she meets Kamigawa, her new Kohai,
Mm-hmm.
He's cute, a little nerdy, and easy to talk to. How will this awkward senpai be able to handle these new feelings? I thought it was going to be a little bit more climactic, but...
very simple, just trying to give you the premise, which I feel like you almost probably could have told.
Yeah.
I think we'll give it a 3-episode try.
Yeah.
Rom-com, adult cast instead of just, taking place in high school, which is always nice to see. So I'll give it a 3-episode try.
Next up, another isekai.
Yeah, it seems like just
every season there's just more.
It does feel I feel like a couple seasons ago we were like, oh, there's not as
too many, but
wow, we coming out strong with or even just the adventure fantasy.
Yeah. Reincarnated as the daughter of the legendary hero and the Queen of Spirits. So, fantasy isekai, reverse harem, suspense. I became the spirit of elements when I reincarnated. Ellen is a young girl reincarnated from modern-day Japan as a half-spirit. Her father, Rovell, is the legendary hero who saved the kingdom, and her mother, Origin, is the premortal queen and ruler of all spirits. Furthermore, she herself has the overpowered ability to manipulate the elements. And while looking absolutely adorable, this perfect little girl will fall back on her past lives' knowledge and the power of the spirits to protect her precious family.
I like the idea that it mentions that she is going on her past life. I feel like that's almost a way, in my opinion, that kind of helps
the isekai make sense
or like stand out, like make the whole reincarnation make the whole reincarnation element of the story actually matter. Yeah, because for the most part, in a lot of them, I'm not gonna say all of them, but a lot of them,
you're just reincarnated to some random thing.
You're just in a world, and then the whole part about being reincarnated irrelevant. You could have started as just the character, and the whole dying as a Japanese person and coming in doesn't actually. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So I do like that even in the synopsis, it's already like, hey, they look back at their past and how they can use that to help. So it does make me
their past life will actually be important for a change.
It does make me want to consider, because I feel like that's an important element for me that helps the show become more attractive to watch.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You look at something like ReZero, which uses it. We have Mushoku Tensei does a really good job of using it. So I feel like that's kind of partly what helps set it up, those shows apart in a way. So I think I'll just, based on the synopsis, I hopefully it doesn't disappoint, but maybe I'll give it a 3-episode try because of it.
Okay.
Moving on. Banished court magician aims to become the strongest. This, on just first glance, looks so generic.
Yes, all the characters look generic.
But it is at least not an isekai. It's action, adventure, fantasy. Once a court magician supporting the crown prince from behind the scenes, Alec. A lot of very just like Western names I've noticed.
Yeah. Throws me off when the main character of an anime is named Kyle.
Alec.
I'm like, oh. Alec's like slightly, but not by much.
Is a cast aside and exiled for only knowing support magic. Oh, okay. But just as he hits rock bottom, he reunites with Yorha, a former comrade from the legendary party lasting period. Invited to rejoin the team that once made history, Alec returns to the dungeon exploration and begins a new chapter in his life.
Still sounds pretty generic, to be honest with you.
It's going to be a skip for me.
Overworldly Munchkin lets speedrun the dungeon with only 1 HP. Could that be an isekai? Right, you are. Action, adventure, fantasy, isekai, reincarnation. I don't even want to read it's just ogre shows up. He gets killed by the ogre and offers a promise of reincarnation by a mysterious woman.
Killed by an ogre, though. That means you're already killed in not our world.
It's true.
Killed in a different world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then he has to go through a dungeon.
Like he's got kind of a harem based on the images. Yeah, it's gonna be probably a skip for me. Here we go. A nice comedy harem romance. School. Chitose is in the Ramune A bottle. Have you ever had a Ramune?
No, I don't think I have.
The one with the marble and you push it in?
Oh, yes, I have one. I've had one of those.
Okay. All right.
Very weird title for
Hey, you gotta be different.
you gotta stand out a little bit.
Stand out a little bit. Characters look decent. I mean, like they look like students. Being popular isn't easy. It's hard to beat Saku Chitose, the most popular kid in his high school. Check an ironclad reputation that can weather even vicious online attacks. Check a group of friends with attractive on outside as they are inside. Check. But when a teacher asks for his help bringing back a student who has been shut away in his room for months, Sago's perfect world will never be the same. What is this? Some kind of normie harem story? Question mark.
questionable.
I mean, it doesn't really tell us much. It tells us that he's the perfect student, perfect life almost, and then there's like a character that, at least the initial character, that's gonna maybe cause a little disruption in some way, shape, or form. Who knows? I think for me, I'm going to keep my ear out.
See if it's good, and then maybe check back later.
See if it makes any waves, if it's doing good, and then maybe check back.
Okay. Always scroll a little bit down, see if there's anything else that really stands out. Because I feel like we've
got another isekai in Gather's Adventure is isekai. We got the Warrior Princess and the Barbaric King, which is at least a fantasy romance.
Okay.
A little bit different. This is by Jumondu Studio. They have not done much. Doesn't mean it will be bad, but Serafina de Lavalente, the strongest female knight in the West, was sent to subjugate the barbaric tribes of the East. But when her mission fails spectacularly, she's captured alive and imprisoned.
Oh, no.
Humiliated and dreading what horrific torture she'll endure, she asks to be put to death. To her surprise, rather than tearing her limb from limb, the tribe asks for her hand in marriage.
Gasp.
Will Serafina face a cruel and abusive arranged marriage, or will she discover that these tribes aren't as barbaric as she was led to believe?
What in the Pocahontas?
It's definitely at least different.
Yep.
You can't complain about that.
Not an isekai. So
it's just a comedy focus, but at least it's not like that more power fantasy. It's more, there's at least something going on different. Speaking of not different, though, we got A Wild Last Boss Appeared, action, adventure, fantasy, isekai by WoW World. The year is 2800. So it takes place in La Future. I guess you could say that that's at least a little different for an isekai.
I don't know. It's weird because it's like his man wakes up in the body of his MMO character 200 years after her defeat during a player-made event in the game. Now he's stuck in her body.
But it's not a game, it's real.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, it's going to be a skip for me. Not trying to be... Inexpressive Kashiwada and Expressive Uta. Feel like that one almost gives it exactly away. It's a comedy romance school, and as you can probably tell, one of them is inexpressive and one of them's expressive, and we're going to watch them go back and forth and how that works out for falling in love and or not falling in love.
Yeah. Except we got two comedy school. We got comedy school supernatural vampire.
Oh, vampire.
Yeah,
nice.
Luna Ishikawa is a dark and mysterious vampire, or so she'd like her new classmates to believe. The truth is, while she may not be one of the not-so-mythical bloodsuckers, she doesn't really live up to the hype. She's short, clumsy, and she can't even suck blood properly. So when her classmates, Tasuda Odotori, discovers her little drinking problem, he can't help but lend a hand. Can he nurse Luna from the small, timid animal she is into a fearsome creature of the night? That was Little Miss Vampire Can't Suck, right?
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
A lot to unpack.
Next one, we got The Monster Wants to Eat Me. Drama, girls love supernatural. Hinako is a girl who lives alone by the sea. One day, a mermaid girl named Shirori takes her hand and gently speaks to her. Hinako's flesh and blood are said to be exceptionally delicious, so much that it attracts countless monsters. Shihori vows to protect Hinako until Hanako matures and reaches her most perfect state so Shihori can devour her in the end. In that moment, a deep, heartfelt hope wells up in Hinako's mind. Perhaps she can finally make my dream come true. And then...
Then what?
That's it.
Oh.
And then nothing.
Okay. Ranma 1/2, 2024, second season. Mappa Studios. Didn't see season 1.
Same.
Another isekai. This says 2. Makes me think it's a sequel.
Probably a sequel to.
Bed and Breakfast for Spirits.
Yep.
Past the Monster Meat.
Milady.
Fantasy gourmet romance. Any proper noble lady must cultivate refined tastes, and Lady Melferia's delicacy of choice is monsters. Unfortunately, society frowns upon such unladylike cravings and brands her the vicarious villainess at a banquet. And she's attacked by a monster only to be saved by the feared blood-mad Duke. He's brutal, mysterious, and charming. Could be the one to appreciate her monstrous appetite.
Ooh.
It's not gonna be a gnaw. It's gonna be a gnaw for me, dog.
Not for you, dog, eh?
I think this one, Science by Science Saru, does look interesting.
Yes.
This is
Sanda.
If you want to give her a read.
In 2080, the proportion of children in Japan's population will be 0.1%. The youngest members of this shrinking society are guarded like treasures. 14-year-old Kazushigi Sanda leads a sheltered life, at least until his classmate Shihori Fuyamura asks him to admit one thing, that he is Santa Claus reborn. He should use his superpowers to help her find her missing best friend. All he has to do is put on a red sweater to transform into his true form. Kasugi initially thinks it's a bad joke until Shihori Fuyamura pulls out a knife because blood also dyes clothes red. Now, this is Science Saru, who is currently doing Dan to Dan, Season 1, Season 2. And Sanda is actually written by Paru Itagaki, who is the writer of Beastars.
Oh, okay. Very interesting.
So I'm very curious on how that's going to look.
Yep. And Science Saru has, they've been cooking. Like you said, they've done Dan to Dan. I know they've did some work on Devilman Crybaby, Star Wars Visions, I believe they had.
They had an episode or two.
So
Scott Pilgrim, when they did the animation on Netflix a year or two ago.
So I think
it's definitely got potential.
I'm going to put it down as considering.
I think I'll give it a watch. Obviously, I'm a fan of Beastars, and obviously I'm a fan of Science Saru. So, good writer, good animation studio. Definitely has some potential. Maybe
the
underdog.
We even waited and we leave it for December and a month. As you know, it's
could be Chris. It could work. I think it's only going to be 12 eps.
We'll see.
So
we'll see.
We could do that.
Hey, it's at least very unique sounding.
It is. It's definitely unique. It's weird because it kind of gives like isekai almost because he's saying that he's Santa Claus reborn, but it's obviously that's not the case. Or is it? I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly. The dark history of the reincarnated villainess.
Yeah, we're really getting into the bare bones here.
For the Gintama fans out there, we got Gintama, Mr. Kenpachi's Zanny class. So, I mean, it's a spinoff. There's a ton of Gintama fans out there. I'm sure they'll love having some content. Unfortunately for us, we are not Gintama fans. So we're gonna skip that. Moving on to Wand Dance. It's by Madhouse. And whenever there's a Madhouse show, I'm always like, okay, let's give her a chance, see what they're cooking up.
Sports?
Well, I'm assuming it's dance related.
Yeah, that would make sense.
We've got it is based off a manga, so that's at least interesting.
Okay.
Kaboku Kontani is starting high school and he plans to do what he always done. Go along with his friends, keep quiet, and not draw too much attention to himself. After all, it's hard enough to get by with a stutter like his. Why make things worse by standing out from the crowd? But then he sees another first-year Hikari Wanda dancing like no one is watching, or like she doesn't care about who sees her. It makes Kaboku wonder, could he reach that same freedom? To find his way to Wanda, he does something he's never thought he could do. He joins the dance club. After all, every routine begins with a single step, right? Join Kaboku and Wanda as they freestyle their way to life and love. I kind of like the idea of having, I mean, anime does this job, and I feel like obviously it's done on purpose, which is some characters of the main characters are often a little bit generic to try and put yourself in their shoes in a way. But I feel like having a character that's dealing with like a speech impediment there are tons of people that deal with something like that, and to see like how this MC maybe works through it and breaks out of their shell, I think could be really good for a lot of people out there. So I think I'll give it a couple eps and see how they're doing.
Okay. It's gonna be on Disney Plus.
Well, I happen to watch stuff on Disney Plus.
So that's interesting. What else? Kingdom season 6.
Yeah, if you're caught up on Kingdom, they still pushing it out. There is a lot of Kingdom. It's a long manga.
A Digimon show. Digimon Beat Break. Okay. Don't really see anything else that's.
We didn't get much about this one, but PA Works, they have originals, and sometimes they hit, and sometimes they really don't.
Mm-hmm.
But this one has no synopsis yet. Dusk Beyond the End of the World. Drama sci-fi. It's obviously very hard to initially be like, ooh, sounds interesting, because we don't know anything. But drama sci-fi.
PA Works.
I'm tempted to give it a couple eps, see how they do, see what comes out of it, if you will. Scrolling through, we got Blue Orchestra season 2 for anyone that was watching Blue Orchestra. Just scrolling through, doesn't look like anything else too crazy. Shall we jump over to the movies?
The movies, not too much in this department, other than obviously.
Not too much, he says, except for probably one of the biggest hyped up ones.
For us, it's only really the one. But we got Chainsaw Man, the movie, The Raise Arc. That's definitely a big one.
Yep, MAPPA going the way of some of the other studios, where releasing a theatrical release of an arc, which I'm sure will then come out also as just episodes in our future season if they basically follow the same way that that we got from Demon Slayer, where we thought it was just the movie as an arc, and then literally the next season and the first few episodes were the movie.
Which was kind of I get it.
Yeah, I get it, but also it's
wild.
Like the movie, I mean, I'm sure it's going to make money, you know? We also have a Zombieland Saga movie, unaware of if this is a canon. Zombieland Saga, when it first came out, was massive. But if it is canon, then I'll be watching, because I am caught up on Zombieland Saga. So it looks like I'll have to dive in and do a little bit more research on that. We also got Golden Kamuy, the Sapporo Breweries arc, which will be put into film. And we also have another, it's in the movies, but it's a Chainsaw Man compilation. I'm sure it's just it's
a retelling of season 1. We got a JJK style one where it's like the last 2 episodes of the previous season, stuff like that. This movie's Scarlet, which doesn't have too much on it, but it's done by Studio Chizu, which has only a few movies under their belt, but probably the biggest ones being Belle, which came out a few years ago, and a movie I believe you've seen, Wolf Children.
Mm-hmm.
So those are 2 big movies. They have a few other movies under their belt, but obviously the synopsis being the story centers on a princess who transcends time and space isn't too much. But we don't know
that the Girls Band Cry has a large, but it's only 6.5K on my anime list that have it in there to watch.
Okay.
But yeah, as you might imagine, like one of the bigger is Zombieland Saga. That's 33,000. Technically, I think the Chainsaw Man movie is last year, I think, for Japan, or late September. So here it's for us. I mean, by the time we actually get to watch it, it definitely will be in the fall season for sure.
Yeah.
But like on my anime list, it's in summer. It has 144,000. So by far the most anticipated movie of fall. The end of summer / beginning of fall for a movie. Demon Slayer also is already out for Japan for a while, has been making tons of money. Won't be out till the end of summer. So I'm going to also include it as we will be seeing it when it comes here. So
a couple weeks away.
But just a little shout out to that because that is technically still summer, but it's going to be almost fall. It's going to feel like fall because it's in September. And then the biggest one that'll be on YouTube, I forget the date, which is it's a movie / O&A, and that is the short film by Giguk, who, if you don't know, is a content creator, also a podcast host of Trash Taste, which is a big anime podcast. And that's the Boundary of Adulthood, which is, of course, an isekai because the man loves isekai. But this is like a short film that he wrote himself. So kind of excited to see something from someone who's been in the anime space, especially on YouTube forever.
Yeah. September 20th it comes out.
So, hey.
Should be cool.
That will be very, very cool. And surprisingly in here is also Star Wars Visions, Volume 3, which we'll be covering. So
a whole episode dedicated to that. There's obviously it's one of our favorite things, Star Wars meets anime. Season 1 was great. Season 2 is great. So I'm definitely excited to see what they're bringing for Season 3. Another big thing in the OVAs, ONAs, for me personally, is the Disney Twisted Wonderland animation Season 1.
Yes, I saw the some of the preview stuff for that, and it does look very interesting.
I mean, I've read the manga for it. I really enjoy it. It's very like Harry Pottery meets Disney, really, because they're all like sorted into houses, but all the houses are Disney villains. My only hiccup for it that kind of stresses me out is that this is the same animation studio that did Record of Ragnarok.
Oh, they did Record of Ragnarok, yeah.
Yeah, which is like stressful for me. But we'll see. They've done Tokyo Mew Mew.
To be fair, though, Record of Ragnarok is an action-based.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is going to be a little bit probably leaning more on the drama
story side. Yeah.
Which, not saying they can still easily just not animate it well, but not having to focus on any choreography and stuff, you won't be as disappointed, I guess, is kind of...
Yeah, I'm hoping. There's obviously going to be some choreography. There's some fights, obviously, between students, but not to the extreme of Record of Ragnarok
of what you
in
would
any
expect
way. Exactly.
From Record of Ragnarok.
What you'd expect, yes. But I'm definitely looking forward to that. It's always fun. We've talked about this, but it's always fun watching an anime after you've read it.
Yes.
And I'm like, how good will the adaptation? It's like reading a novel and watching.
It's like what gets left out. Is that how I envisioned it, or how the voices, how I imagined them sounding? There's a whole lot that goes into like when you cross the mediums, right? And when you get the opportunity, sometimes manga, you read it and the interest just goes away when there's like hype initially, and then you watch the first few episodes, and it could even be good, and you're just like, like I know what's gonna happen. I like maybe you check in for certain scenes. I know that a big thing for me is like One Piece. There's a lot less interest in watching One Piece because, well, obviously so much of the pacing is not great,
all over the place.
Has had moments of improved where especially they took the break and it has improved, but I also haven't caught up to it where I have seen some complaints as well. It is what it is. The manga, you know what you're getting.
It's true.
But that is the fall 2025 season. Let's just jump back. We'll kind of point out some of the things that we'll be watching. One Punch Man Season 3, Spy Family Season 3, the final season of My Hero Academia. Gonna check out My Friend's Little Sister Has It In For Me. Give a few episodes to My Status as an Assassin Obviously Exceeds the Heroes. Also, potentially, we'll see what happens in terms of, listening to the anime crowd of May I Ask for One Final Thing. Tales of the Wedding Ring Season 2. I'm going to have to check if I even watched Season 1. But maybe. We're watching that. Actually going to watch My Awkward Senpai. Give a couple episodes to Reincarnated as a daughter of the legendary hero and the Queen of Spirits. Give a couple episodes to Chitose in the Ramune bottle. Is there anything else? Oh, and Sanda and One Dance.
Yes.
And then Dusk Beyond the End of World. I think that was the final one that sound interesting. Obviously not much to go off of other than just the visual. And then movies. Going to be watching Chainsaw Man. Going to be watching Zombieland Saga for me. Golden Kamuy. And maybe we might check out Scarlet. Movies are hard because unless they're released on Crunchyroll or actually theatrical, and
then
in order for them to be in the theaters by us,
yeah,
they got to be something like Chainsaw Man, Demon
Demon
something that's
Slayer.
going to be bringing in
Poppin'.
people. Yeah. And then, of course, we'll be checking out the Giguk Story Beyond the Boundary of Adulthood, as well as Disney Twisted Wonderland, the animation. And if it's good, we probably might talk about Disney Twisted Wonderland on the podcast. And then Star Wars Visions, which will be talked about on the podcast
100%.
for sure. Yeah, it's, you know what? For not feeling as packed, still a good amount.
Still, definitely still a good handful of shows, that's for sure.
And if you guys are new around here, we do pick an anime of the month every month to watch. This month, we'll be watching Psycho Pass Season 1. Obviously, it's been out for some time. So if you haven't seen it, it's a good time to jump into a community, discuss it with some people that have not seen it. We have a Discord, which the link will be down in the description below, where you can join us and talk about the anime. And we do that at the end of the month, the last episode. So as long as you can get Psycho Pass done in the first couple weeks of September, you can
not crank it out in one day.
Well, you could do that too if you wanted to. You can discuss it on it can be discussed on the podcast, and then we rinse and repeat new anime. We're also totally down for recommendations. So if you want to recommend an anime that we have not seen,
please do.
We'll check it out.
But until then, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Yep.
Where you'll find us, because I can't remember on the top of my head what we're talking about. So we'll see you next Wednesday.
Goodbye.
Right, bye.
TNMP, the Nerdy Misfit Podcast. Don't forget to join the island by dropping a follow. Thank you. And see you next week.